literature about how, and its role in this and that and the other.
The question is, if let's say you don't inactivate them, but some way just increase activity, longer time in mitosis.
Well, I doubt whether it would be effects on mitosis. I'd be more inclined to think that it was effects on lots of other growth controlling pathways. I mean, I think probably the one thing these phosphatases don't do is to work on tyrosine phosphate. As far as I know, they're pretty specific for serine and threonine. And it's interesting when you look at the tyrosine kinases, there are quite a lot of tyrosine phosphatases, implying that getting the balance right, or I mean, again, it comes to switches, isn't it? I mean, you switch a good switch. You not only can switch on, but you can also switch off. And the other thing I've realized is that sometimes these couples are used actually as on-off switches. And this is a good example of entering mitosis. I mean, either you're in mitosis or you're not in mitosis. It's really important that you don't sort of flicker at the edge, so to speak. But quite often you actually want to measure something, and you just want a thermostat, or you want to regulate the thing continuously, in which case you probably don't regulate the phosphatase. You can make nice thermometers by having the phosphatases always on, and then measuring the strength of the kinase by finding out how phosphorylated you get, if you see what I mean. This is where I think it really is helpful having sort of systems biology analysis. I have found it helpful talking to Baylor, although I don't understand his differential equations at all. And the other funny thing about these Baylor is, he was very excited by all this stuff because it gave him a new element to put into his models. And I said, but Baylor, why didn't you predict the existence or the necessity for the existence of this whole subsystem? And when it's now so obvious to you, and the answer is they didn't, and now it is. So it's, there is.
Because they can't do systems biology.
Well, because it's just there are too many variables. It's really the answer. But that's not. I've learned to be a little bit more Catholic in my taste. I used to dismiss them out of hand as utterly pointless, but when you get up close, it's not so utterly pointless. I mean, it's only. No, it isn't. They're trying hard. We're all trying hard to understand what's going on, and it really is difficult. Genuinely difficult. So don't worry if you're baffled. I mean, that's a much better state to be in than overconfident. It's never, we all like to think that our thing is the most important thing in the world. That really applies in space to people who work on calcium. People who work on calcium absolutely think that calcium is the center of the universe and it regulates everything. And it clearly doesn't. But it does regulate a lot of things, and including fertilization. So don't. You have to keep everything in perspective.
Might be useful. Any other questions? Over there.
So does this great ball system